Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hi, Mike Matthews here. I'm a jovial dude.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I think you know that, and you know I like to sing about things that are happening. Like when I'm talking to a friend, when I'm talking to a neighbor down the street that listens to my podcast sometimes. That's when I go, hey, I'm gonna bust some rhymes. Here I did. I busted them. I busted them badly. They're busted, and I'm like,
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And this is episode 2099. That means tonight we're gonna party like it's 2099. Wow.
Mike's
Can you believe it?
Daily
We've left this millennium.
Podcast.
How did that happen?
Yeah!
We lived through 1999. Now it's 2099. What the heck? It's going so fast. Woo! Yes, 2099. And soon it will be 2100. Episode 2100. I will probably do one tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. But yes, one of those days today where I had a nice, enjoyable walk on a path that I haven't walked in a long time. The last time I did was with my dog back when he was healthy and younger and could walk on his own, and before our long journey into night, as it were, as it ended with Basil the boxer about 2 weeks ago. And we've now I've talked to several people over the past couple of days that didn't know, or maybe they did know. I told them, but now they're checking up on me, seeing how things are going. And overall, I have to say, I think I'm okay. But here's what I'm finding is that when I see someone walking a dog that reminds me of Basil the boxer, I will oftentimes just stare at the dog and go, wow, yeah. No, I wouldn't have changed a thing. It was good.
Here's today's podcast picture.
The whole thing was good. Looking at memories, I very seldom feel the pang of regret, but you're going to feel it no matter what. We had about, let's see, what was this interesting 8 years ago. Wow, 8 years ago, I was at Yosemite. Back then I was married, and then we also had visiting me my cousin, the one that you hear at the beginning of the show go, Mike's Daily Podcast. Anki was visiting us, so we decided to go to Yosemite, and there's some cool pictures from that. Basil, oh, he didn't get to go. Yeah, he didn't get to go because, well, I don't think they allow dogs at Yosemite. I think that was the issue. That, and my wife at the time was like, no. I don't want to have Basil with us. It's too much trouble. Yet she was the one that wanted to get a dog. So, okay, we got a dog. We leave him at home all the time. That's great. No, but we did, or maybe I'll have a picture from Monterey, which is where she ended up. My then wife is now, well, she's no longer in Monterey, but she was in Monterey for a while. But before our thing ended, we went to the Monterey with my cousin, and ironically, years later, she would get married and move to Monterey. My ex-wife. There you go. There's just the whole world circles. Like that Post Malone song, Circles. Running in circles thing. And he believes in UFOs. He's seen UFOs, apparently. So who am I to judge? But you can see a picture of something from 8 years ago at mikesdailypodcast.com. One of the trips, maybe Yosemite, maybe Monterey. The fun up here of the Bay Area. So much to see and enjoy. And what? Sean Penn married his girlfriend. Australian-American actress Leela George. Leela George? Who is Leela George? I don't know that person. I did watch last night another episode of Psych. And boy, talk about a show that no one gives a crap about. I tell you, I mentioned that show to people and they're like, what? And, well, you never can tell. People, it's interesting is people are watching the most obscure things. And I don't have a clue who Leela George is. And when you look her up, Mortal Engines, The Kid, and Mother, May I Sleep with Danger are her movies. She's 28. And how old is Mr. Sean Penn these days? He's got to be in his 50s. Looks like Will Ferrell had a birthday. He's now 53. Sean Penn, he's got to be in his 60s by now. He is 59. Yeah, just about. Born in Santa Monica. And that guy never left Santa Monica. I remember I saw him in Santa Monica, as a matter of fact, with, is it Timothy Hutton? I think he was with him. The two of them were sitting in a little patio area of a restaurant. They were by themselves, just kind of people watching. And I look and I'm like, oh my gosh, there they are. And then he apparently, I think at one point, saw Jewel perform, the singer Jewel. And this is before anybody knew who she was. And I think he financed her first record, as memory serves, from the myriad of stories. The memories and the myriads of stories. Hey, the last show, we had the wonderful sound of a flute play, a recorder flute, and that was my lovely lady friend. I didn't get a chance to mention her, but she played that thing so wonderfully, didn't she? It sounded like a screaming mouse just being stepped on. It's not something I endorse, but, So I spoke to a neighbor down the street. We were discussing Joe Rogan, probably the most popular podcast of our times. And he gets mentioned a lot. Speaking of which, Post Malone was on his show. That's when he mentioned the UFO thing. I'm not a fan. That may shock you or not shock you. This neighbor of mine, also not a fan. And something to the effect was said, I don't get it. Some of us don't get it. Like some of us don't get psyched. But my point is, I don't know why people waste time listening to Joe Rogan when there are so many other podcasts. I was trying to explain to my neighbor that in the podcast world, so many podcasts don't get listened to because they get pushed to the bottom by these huge numbers Joe Rogan gets. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley, Mont, here at Cafe Anyway, the last place on earth. How on earth do any of these podcasts that have not, no big names, no Adam Curry? Who's Adam Curry? MTV, remember? No, well, Adam Carolla, no big celebrities. Aisha Taylor, is it? She has a podcast. The finest pleasure is kindness to others. So probably I shouldn't speak mean about any of these podcasts. But dang it, that they're the profitable ones, and I think they scare a lot of other podcasters from doing it. It's similar to any other art in this world. You have big budget movies, big blockbusters with millions and millions of dollars spent on these movies. Big Marvel movies, and then who else? Small movie maker. Who's that? And how is the small movie maker gonna get a movie made when these huge big budget things are happening and people only go see those movies? I guess we can be thankful for people like Netflix. I guess they're trying to help out the smaller time, lesser known filmmakers. And then there's YouTube too, that equalizes. Well, then again, if you just open up your YouTube, the first thing that hits you is something that was paid for, probably something they put a lot of money, spent a lot of money on YouTube ads, and so that's why you see it at first. Speaking of YouTube, I should probably make my little video. But yeah, you do get more honey with bees. Wait, what? Is that how it goes? Or you get more bees with honey, or something to that effect. Kindness helps. And to just bash everything, maybe not intelligence. Or, just... hang on, let me get rid of this. I'm having issues here outside a cafe anyway, where we're social distancing. Somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. Nope, that's not gonna work either. Wow. We're having issues here today trying to make the video for Mike's Daily Podcast on YouTube, which is mikesdailypodcast.com/YouTube. Okay, I think we're all right. It's a little bit chaotic here. I'm getting a little bit of natural sunlight. It's not helping at all. Wow. I'm trying to read the script, but I can't because I'm trying to focus on the camera. How do politicians do it? I am trying to tell you now to vote for me, and thank you for voting for me. Nah, this isn't going to be the best YouTube video I ever made. I'm just going to have to admit it. I'm just going to have to say it. Just it's not happening today. All this natural light hitting my head isn't helping me. I'm getting that, what is that time called? The magic hour? We're a couple hours outside of the magic hour. Dang, I need all the magic I can get, but that's what we have here. The magic hour is when the sun sets. A lot of music videos, music videos, romantic movies, they use that magic hour sunlight. It's so nice. I've really made a mess here. I should clean up. Hey, that's pretty much all I have today. I don't have a whole lot. I guess it's interesting because I had a discussion with someone after we had a pretty heated discussion the day previous. We had a much calmer discussion, this person and I think we've worked it out. But it's interesting because I was, some days you're just and Garth Brooks has a great song about it, actually, when he's singing about his dad. I forget what it is. The night the dad, the night Garth Brooks, the night the old man, I called the old man out. Yes, that's a great song. I know, even if you hate country, you need to listen to it if you ever had an issue with your dad. And who hasn't had an issue with their parents? Oh my gosh, you could have the best relationship ever and something's gonna happen. Something's gonna, your mom or someone's gonna say, "Oh, I remember back when you were thin," or I remember when you had hair. And you're just, somebody says something that just sets everybody, they know the buttons to press, right? So listen to that Garth Brooks song, The Night I Called the Old Man Out. I would like to thank you for listening to the show. There's a couple of people outside a cafe anyway. Let's say hi out to them here as we are on the penultimate podcast. Almost at 2100. Dang. Hello, Michael Matthew. It's Madame Rootabega. And yes, you should use your kindness for others, because that is the finest pleasure. Ooh. Yes, that was a quote from Jean de la Bruyere. And I got it from a tea bag. What? No. I can say that word. I drank some tea, and in order to drink tea, you need tea leaves, and they're often in a bag that gets put in a cup. Yes, Michael Matthew, that's true. Oh. Do you like tea? Yes. Do you like the root beer that the brewmaster makes here at Cafe Anyway? Yes. Can I borrow your face mask? No! Oh yeah, never borrow anybody's face mask, everybody. It is so weird now. It's so funny when you're walking, like I was on a trail today, and you're passing by somebody going the opposite direction. And let's say neither one of you is wearing a mask, but you put one on as you get closer to each other. And then in order to overcompensate for what looks like how you insulted them in some way, like, you stink, I'm gonna put this mask on. I find we overcompensate. This is me. I don't know if you've seen this, but I end up waving, and people wave to me after they put the mask on. It's like, I don't mean to offend you or anything, but I got to put this mask on because I don't know what you got coming out of you that might end up infecting me, so to speak. If you got the coronavirus that's going to infect me. Masks. Look who else is here.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
I like tea.
Yeah, tea. Do you know that? Next show, it'll be the wonderful Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere, the engineer. Tell me what you think about any of these topics at 336MM Daily. That's 3 + 3 = 6. MM as in Mike Matthews, Daily as in what this podcast has been now for a couple of days. Sometimes we get interrupted. You know how it is. Take it away, A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.